On this episode, I talk about first impressions, the people surrounding you, Jerome Jar, and much more. You ask questions, and I answer them. This is the Ask GaryVee Show. Hey everybody, this is VaynerNation, and welcome to episode 37 of the Ask GaryVee Show. Fun fact about the number 37.
Ivan says, take us back to the day when you said yes to Jerome Jar. What was it that made you believe in him and his idea? Thanks.
Ivan, great question. For the ones out there that don't know, Jerome Jar, a very famous Viner, Snapchatter, Instagrammer, and I started an agency called Grape Story, a sister agency to VaynerMedia, all those characters, last May, where we represent the best talent in the emerging content platforms to do branded content and things of that nature. Jerome beat me in rock, paper, scissors in Toronto, and what he won on stage, Jerome raised his hand and said, I was doing Q&A, can I go up there and play you rock, paper, scissors? If I beat you, can I have coffee with you in New York? I said yes. I got him up there, and I was hell-bent on beating him, and if I won, I swear my children, I would have never met with him. So just amazing how life really is. He wins, pissed me off, and 3 months later, I look at my calendar, I'm like, what's my next meeting? It's like 10:30 at night on a Tuesday, I'm dead, just wanna go home, I'm like, what's my next meeting? Jerome, I'm like, what is this? I click in, I don't even know the name. I click into it for the details. That's how my calendar I do it. And I'm like, oh, this guy? I literally thought, I was like, all right, how do I get there and spend 4 minutes in this meeting, get out of there and go to sleep because I have a 5:30 flight, which was like a 3:45 wake up call the next day, I remember. And Jerome started talking. He's like, look, there's a platform Vine, I've got all in, I'm an entrepreneur, I grew up in France, I went to China, I learned how to speak English by listening to Crush It on audio, which played to my ego, so that made me sit there longer. And then he just kept talking, and basically it was deja vu. It felt like I was having a conversation in 2006, except Jerome was me, and I was Eric Kastner, my lead developer that I've given a lot of shout out to, at Kastner, give him a little love here. I was pitching Kastner in 2006. Should I start a record label? I didn't even know about agents and things like that. I remember saying, I remember the moment in his office, should I start a record label to represent these new YouTube stars like me? I should have. And, but I let it go, and Jerome was talking, I'm like, this is the same moment over again. And so, the energy, my gut feel, the fact that I believed in what he was talking about, he wanted to do a festival, we turned it into an agency, because that's what I knew about, and so, that's what it was. It was the content, the context, and the intuition. And when I have that CCI concoction, I always go with it.
Jim asks, what's your opinion on the auto-reply DM services?
Jim, I really wanted to take this question because I'm so glad you did it and asked it, and I appreciate it, and I want to say that I hate it. It is literally the thing that I despise the most. I have actively unfollowed many of you because I followed you and you did that, and I unfollowed because it speaks to the intent you have on the platform, which is to use it as a conversion mechanism. You're looking to scale social media in a world where social media, especially on Twitter, is not scalable. If you haven't figured out why I over-indexed it on the platform, it's because it's a non-scalable platform when done right, because Twitter is the only true social network. Everything else has evolved into content push. This is the one place we all talk in a town square environment, and we can jump into each other's conversations, and it is not creepy. And when you go auto-reply in a town square, you're the guy walking around the office, and you're just handing people your business card without saying hello, and nobody likes that guy or gal at a conference or networking event, blindly just handing a card without even really engaging. I think it's a terrible move. I think it turns off a lot of people. I think even if people don't unfollow you, which at times I haven't because I'm just busy, and I haven't, you think you got my follow or something good happened, it's the wrong move. All you had to do was engage with the people that followed you twice for about 6 minutes, which is time. I'm not saying it's not. But you could have gotten the depth you're looking for. So what? I'm gonna sign up for your newsletter and then you're gonna email me and it's gonna go to spam and I'm not gonna engage? Because the first taste that you have of someone, the initial context, that first moment, that first impression, when it's you've lost.
Tyler asks, When have you been happiest in life?
Tyler, I took this question for a very specific reason because I think one of the interesting things about the Ask Gary Vee show is this content and actual infrastructure has forced me to go deeper than I have in any other platform. And it's been interesting to watch what a lot of you in the VaynerNation have been responding well to, which is a little bit more insight to my psychology. And I think this question gave me the opportunity to answer it. And I'm gonna really throw you for an interesting curveball. And this is 100% the answer. I am the happiest in my life of all time right this second. That's just the truth. And what I mean by that is this moment with these characters, show them, you know, do they know D-Rock? Excuse me, do they know Alex DS?
We met a couple episodes ago.
All right.
He's a regular.
He's been sick for a couple days, that's why he looks terrible.
Amazing.
Is this moment with these characters the best moment? Of course not. Last night, beating the Cavaliers, going to Cleveland for LeBron's homecoming and dominating and stunning the world was an amazing. By the way, Cleveland, you're gonna hate me for this. I've been giving Cleveland a lot of love. I was disappointed with the fans. This was the prodigal son coming home, and it wasn't enough. Like a random, second round Knicks home game. Energy in the Garden was better. I was very disappointed. I'm not dissing, and I know Cleveland fans are awesome and they're tough. I respect Cleveland. It's a tough town, not a lot of championships for a long time. Was disappointed. I had to throw that rub in there because that's how I roll. Children being born. Jets beating the Patriots in New England in the second round of the playoffs after losing 45-3 in a Monday night game just a couple weeks earlier. Way up there, probably my happiest moment, my wife and kids know. But if you ask me happiness, I'm a collector. I'm a momentum guy. I'm a chugger. And so, every day that goes by that good things keep happening and no death, and that's how I look at it, is happening in my family, or sickness, or terminal conclusions to anybody I care about, feels like the next best day. It feels like it's always getting better. I don't know if one day, look, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. In my deepest fear, because I'm positive, I don't talk about negativity, my deepest fear is that eventually I become bitter, right? That I pushed the long game too long and I didn't capitalize and I missed moments. But right now I still think I'm on the climb. I don't think I'm on the other side of the hill. And so hopefully I always have that psychology even to the last breath that I take. But to me, the happiest moment is right now because everything is collectively always getting better. Even when it's not, there's always gonna be challenges, it still is. That's how I see it.
Chase asks, how can you stand out on LinkedIn with all the chatter from the social media gurus that are spamming everyone's feed?
Chase, I took this question because I need to razz you and everybody else who asks a question like this, but I want you to know that I love you and I apologize. This is a loser question. If you're worried about everybody else, you're not worried about yourself, and that's the bottom line. It is stunning how little I know about anything else except my world and you guys. Period, end of story. I don't know how everybody else's podcast is doing. I've not listened to anybody else's podcast or video show or anything else. I'm aware, I know that I'm between 60 and 80 on the podcast ratings, but I don't look at Tim Ferriss who's higher or somebody else and listen to it and try to figure it out. I focus on my stuff. Way too many people cry, oh, these social media gurus are so loud. They're loud, but if they don't have depth, they're gonna weed themselves out. And so if you spend 1 minute looking at what anybody else is doing versus spending all your time about what does your audience care about and how are they reacting to your stuff. You know what I spend my hour on when I'm winding down? Instead of looking at whose ratings are higher and then trying to copy their moves or complain that they're putting out shows longer or better or different things or get guests or this and that, instead of focusing on their context and their competitive advantages or what they're doing well, what I do is I read my comments. That's what I do. Because I really care about what you guys are saying about this show, where the value prop is, what your opinion on the website is, what your opinion about chugging is, what your opinion about banter is, because that's how I'm collectively trying to make this show better. I'm focusing on the people that give a crap about this. And so, instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing, I don't, it's crazy, and I think you can see my energy on this. I know this is a huge, in lieu of the marathon coming to New York this weekend, I am not a runner who looks around me. I'm like straight ahead. That analogy that people use, that's not my analogy. I have a lot of my own. Oh, by the way, the reverse engineer shirt, right? Let's link that up. That's up. Did I blow it? You put it on TeePublic and it only has like 72 hours where it's $14 and it goes to 22.
That's right.
So we need to I need to put it
you got it.
Do I have a BSU? Can I post, I'm gonna post this on Facebook. It's already up by the time you watch this because D-Rock's got some editing to do. D-Rock, did I ruin your Halloween? Did we start too late here? Like what time is this gonna be done?
You're fine.
Okay. My friends, stop paying attention to everybody else. Who gives a shit? I need a lot of beeps in this episode because I want to keep it clean for the podcast. Who gives a crap what every other social media guru and expert, if they're attracting an audience, maybe they're doing something right. It's not up to you to decide that they're a fluffy, crappy guru and they don't deserve it. Clearly they're hustling and putting out stuff, and clearly they'll stay. Don't forget, I've been around since '06 under this kind of monarchy, and this is the interesting thing. There's a lot of people that were the social media technology gurus in 2007, 8, and 9 that you've never heard of. They come and go if they're not good enough. And if they're good enough, they stay.
Khalil says, sup?
Khalil, this is a great question. I'm actually gonna take more sup questions. So if you wanna sneak your way into the Ask GaryVee show the next couple of months, I wanna do way more sup. So I would highly recommend tweeting that out. Here's what's up. Gonna be leaving shortly, just got back from Cleveland, had a great moment. Me and AJ have decided not buying stuff is the way to go. We don't want stuff, we want experiences. So we decided to go see LeBron's first game because we expected the Cleveland Stadium to explode pre-game, and when he got announced, did not happen. I'm just saying, Cleveland. And so we want to buy experiences. So we made that decision. Then the fact that the Knicks ended up playing them made it so much more awesome. AJ surprised his assistant Tyler. Let's go see Tyler. People, for example, here's a good moment. I wasn't even thinking about Tyler. But because a lot of you are saying, we want you to leave the office more often and go show everybody, what do they all do? I've decided to do it. So we're gonna go see Tyler really quick, just real quick. Tyler.
It's good.
Speak to the VaynerNation.
Let's go, baby.
Were you surprised? I like how you went for the high five and I dissed him. Make a comment about that. Were you excited when AJ surprised you to go to the game?
Oh, yeah. But DeMayo.
DeMayo's right here. Let's show DeMayo. A selfless act. DeMayo, what we decided to do was we were going to take one of them and flip a coin, but DeMayo said Tyler did most of the legwork, let him go. A selfless act.
He's the man.
Go Knicks.
He's waiting for his Yankees World Series.
let's
I know
go.
what you're doing. So that's it, right? So you wanted more of the office, you got more of the office. You know what? One thing we haven't done is we haven't gone downstairs. What people don't know is, and the other thing is we haven't shown them the other side, so we can show them. One thing we haven't done is shown you how deep it really goes. So like it goes further. You can give them a little there. So look, and there's a downstairs, and we'll get to the downstairs. Oh, Nikki, you want to be on a show?
Hi! It's the Ask GaryVee show.
So that's that. That's what's up. You know, Knicks, we surprised Tyler. We're doing the show. Leaving in a couple of hours to go. Go ahead, D-Rock. We leaving in a couple hours, in about an hour, to take the kids trick-or-treating. So that should be exciting. Leaving early, you know, it's exciting. I'm in that chapter of my life now where not only am I leaving earlier to go to trick-or-treating, and when I would never do that, even like in my mind 3 years ago, and don't forget, Misha was already born, but not only am I leaving, I don't even think twice. And that's a nice place to be. So that's what's up, where like health and family have clearly in the last 24 months on family, 3 months on health, they have now trumped my work life so that my work life is stronger. That's an evolution within my world. But I'm working harder probably than ever. Like it's insane, the hustle, so that's up. Jets suck, that's up. That's pissing me off. WineLibrary.com, Steve is doing an incredible job. I mean, I would say basically at this point, we're like still hacking at it, but like editor-like, if we go that route. We're really excited about the content we're putting out there. Check that out. Wine's starting to creep back into the DNA. That's up. We're excited about the show, man. I'm really enjoying this, guys. Like, by the way, it's insane how much I'm enjoying this right now, and this is where I'm link baiting a little bit. I'm not kidding. I'm a complete animal of like success and like the engagement. So, lurkers, I'm gonna end the show with, we're done, right? Lurkers, I'm gonna speak to you. You guys are my key focus right now because I know a lot more of you are watching, but you're not leaving comments. You're not critiquing the show. You're not giving me my banter. You're not saying hello. You're starting to pop up. So a bunch of people pop up on Twitter, but I need a little more from you on that. The other thing is, I know I made the joke today about the number 37, right? No more of that. I talked about that. One of the interesting things that I've been looking at is doing something called like app of the day in the beginning. Like, you know, kind of like what apps are on my phone, like why is Tiny there when Tiny came out, like, so that's kind of been on my mind, a little bit of that. That's sup. A lot of things are sup. I appreciate the question, and I appreciate all of you. I'm not gonna leave you with a question a day today. Instead, I'm gonna challenge you to leave comments without one, and I expect the VaynerNation to accept. Thank you guys for allowing me to do this show. You keep asking questions, I'll keep answering them. Oh crap, wait, subscribe! I need subscriptions because I can't push this many right hooks in social, so subscribe!